Hi, Dr. Reagan Robertson, CCO of Productive Dentist Academy here, and I have a question for you. Are you finding it hard to get your team aligned to your vision, but you know you deserve growth just like everybody else? That's why we've created the PDA Productivity Workshop. For nearly 20 years, PDA workshops have helped dentists just like you align their teams, get control of scheduling, and create productive practices that they love walking into every day. Just imagine how you will feel when you know your schedule is productive, your systems are humming, and your team is aligned to your vision. It's simple, but it's not necessarily easy. We can help. The demand for these workshops is so high that our March 2023 workshop is completely sold out. But there are still seats available for the only remaining workshop in September 2023. Visit productivedentist.com/workshop. That's productivedentist.com/workshop to secure your seats now.
We've got 300 unscheduled active patients, meaning in the last 18 months, they've come in, but they don't have an appointment right now. Let's call those people unscheduled treatment. Those are the kinds of things that, man, they could call all day. You know, during a busy, normal day, there's no time to do that. Well, now's the time to do that. So they can do those kinds of things. What else is kind of cool is they're going to have better odds at getting a hold of those people.
Welcome to the Everyday Practices Podcast. I'm Reagan Robertson, and my co-host, Dr. Chad Johnson, and I are on a mission to share the stories of everyday dentists who generate extraordinary results using practical, proven methods you can take right into your own dental practice. If you're ready to elevate patient care and produce results that are anything but ordinary, buckle up and listen in.
Hello, Everyday Practices Dental Podcast listeners. It's a good morning in February in Iowa, and today is a snow day. So it's Thursday, it's 6 a.m., and I'm recording a monologue podcast. Reagan, my co-host, is having fun with her family somewhere warm in an undisclosed location. I'll save that for her, but I wanted to record an idea about snow day. So this is just some thoughts. It's kind of a northern thing, you know, states down like Texas and stuff like that, Florida, they don't often have things like this, but it's kind of a northern thing to have a snow day where at 5 or 6 in the morning, your school district sends off a message and says that it's a snow day, meaning that they're closed for the day due to weather related issues. Sometimes it's busing issues with schools. It's ice, snow. Ice can be even worse. So Missouri kind of gets hit with ice, for example, Kansas and stuff like that, where it's not necessarily snow, but it's freezing rain and stuff like that. And with the hills in Missouri, they just can't even run the buses on the country roads, especially. So I kind of wanted to talk about a few different spheres of a snow day. So first thing, I was finishing my swim workout on this morning, and I noticed when I got to the locker room that my phone was full of text messages. And the first thing is kudos to my team, because my office manager, the hygienists and assistants were already in reality of, you know, and a lot of them, I mean, they're moms and they're just like, okay, how do we do this? Within our office, we go by the school district. And so one of my suggestions, not that you have to do this, is if the school district in your area closes, then just let that be your announcement. The cool thing about that is, having been a school board member, I know that they're up at midnight or at 3 a.m. or at 6 a.m. or all three, and they're discussing the closure or not, or a delayed opening, an early closure, stuff like that. And so the superintendent, the school board members, everything like that, they're being very judicious about their resources. And my second thought is, if the school district is closing, that means that moms are going to have kids at home. So this is just a practical level. If moms are going to have kids at home, then they're not going to be able to come into their dental appointment. Sometimes now that can mean dads, you know, are at home as well. And so, you know, any kind of parent thing, and also people working from home post-COVID, that can be an issue, you know, with kids working at home. Okay, well, you know, I've got to go pick up lunch lunch, or I've got to take kids to this and that, which is weird that life goes on in spite of the fact that that the office might be closed or the school district might be closed, but they might have had a doctor's appointment and their doctor's office is staying open, just stuff like that. Who knows? They need to go pick up socks from Walmart. So there's a lot of practical things going on. But if my employees that are parents are not going to be able to make it into work and the patients aren't going to be able to make it into work, then it's just a natural day to close. Now, that said, I also let my employees go in and make phone calls so they can be productive. They can go in and clean. There are things to do that they can catch up on. If it's 3D printing, if it's sending stuff off for a surgical guide, for a dental implant, stuff like that. But keep in mind that you've got employees wanting to figure out what they're going to do with their kids. And my suggestion is, close with the school district and then offer them, if they want to work, cool. A lot of dental offices are closed on Friday. So today's a Thursday. We're closed today due to weather. We're trying to see and offer to patients, if they're interested, that we could, open tomorrow, because everything should be cleared off for us tomorrow. Worst weather is when there's, a couple or 3 days, God forbid, of snow closure and stuff like that. So just a few things to think about. And so I wanted to talk about a few different spheres. Number one, personal. I thought it was really cool that my office already had something in motion. They're posting stuff on Facebook for our private group of employees. They're posting it on our public forum for Facebook for patients to see and the community to see. And then also, we're making phone calls and trying to offer, at least if they're interested in moving their appointment to tomorrow. If not, we can schedule it for next week, stuff like that. So one of the things then is, like the employees will write and say, well, what should we do? Like if they needed hours, there's some employees that are more dependent on those hours than others. And so, being able to have some odds and ends, things that they can get done. And catching up. I mean, how many people, when you look at your stats, whether it's from Dental Intel or Practice by the Numbers, those kind of things, are looking and figuring out, okay, we've got 300 unscheduled active patients, meaning in the last 18 months, they've come in, but they don't have an appointment right now. Let's call those people unscheduled treatment. Those are the kinds of things that, man, they could call all day. During a busy, normal day, there's no time to do that. Well, now's the time to do that. So they can do those kinds of things. What else is kind of cool is they're going to have better odds at getting a hold of those people. Personally, what I liked, and I'll get back to this thought, this was a different sphere of the matter of a snow day, is that I was finishing my workout and I already got in my workout. This can be difficult in midday with 3 kids home today, for example, for me. And but now that I've got my workout out of the way and I'm able just to come home, I saw that we were closed and that my office had naturally taken care of that because they know the protocol. So that's cool. But that I can spend time with my family. So there's the home related issue and personal related issue or spheres of looking at this. And, the personal is kind of like egocentric, getting my workout in, going back to bed, or something like that. And then the other issue is home related, which is more of a sociological, interpersonal kind of thing where, now I get to focus more on spending time with my family. It's 6 a.m. So the alarms are shut off. They get a sleep in. And I get to record this for your benefit. Hopefully this can matter to you for stuff that you're thinking through. And then we also talked about this sphere of the work-related matters, like what about people getting scheduled? I hope these are great thoughts for you. Is just some off-the-cuff thoughts about the different ways that you have to think about it. I'm also, like even a spiritual sense, going to spend a little bit more quiet time this morning. And that could be meditative, praying, reading kind of stuff. So, whatever, journaling, whatever works well for you. Do you have any questions, any comments? If this is on the Facebook forum, by all means, post questions below and let's discuss it. Reagan, I hope you had a great time with the family this last week doing your thing. And to the listeners that are ever enjoying a snow day because your work is closed, remember, this is going to be a great day to work on Excel files and weird, boring accounting things that normally you put off that you could catch up on. Any presentations in the community, making connections with people, maybe even if it's possible to, go to lunch. For example, last week we had another day that was an unanticipated free lunch for me. And I actually, my dad is kind of walker / wheelchair bound. So I went and picked him up and took him to a local fish truck that occasionally goes by. And I saw they posted that, they were having a fish truck day across town. So we went and did that, and he could sit in the car and just eat with me. And so that got him out of the house. My mom was happy about that too. So make some connections. Hope you have a great day. And if this is a snow day for you and you happen to listen to this because it was pertinent, even if it was a couple years down the road, I hope that was beneficial to you. Do you have any thoughts, any questions? Post it below. Have a good rest of the day. Snow day.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Everyday Practices Podcast. Chad and I are here every week thanks to our community of listeners just like you, and we'd love your help. It would mean the world if you can help spread the word by sharing this episode with a fellow dentist and leave us a review on iTunes or Spotify. Do you have an extraordinary story you'd like to share or feedback on how we can make this podcast even more awesome? Drop us an email at podcast@productivedentist.com. And don't forget to check out our other podcasts from Productive Dentist Academy at productivedentist.com/podcasts. See you next week.